Across the entire planet, only one great cat lives in social groups, and only that group dares contest power in ways no other predator has ever attempted. A coalition of 6 males seized 170,000 acres. The new king slaughtered cubs to erase the old bloodline. A dynasty endured for a few years, then collapsed, and the new king rose upon the body of the old. This is the lion, the only species to turn the savannah into a political battleground where every mane, every scar, every roar carries the weight of power. But today's story is not only about power. It is about identity, the force that compels one species, sharing the same genome, to produce utterly different kings on every stretch of land. Welcome to Nature's Moments, where we explore the most extraordinary stories that nature has written across millions of years of evolution. From the highlands of Tanzania to the Namib Desert, from India's Gir forest to Kenya's savanna, each land has forged an entirely different version of the king. In some places, the crown of mane grows so thick it conceals the shoulders. In others, the mane vanishes entirely, yet the king still reigns. One population once dwindled to just 12 individuals, then resurged to nearly 900. A white variant is so rare that fewer than 13 exist in the wild. One question runs through this entire journey. When the land demands that a king surrender his very crown, what remains? Timbavati, northeastern South Africa, where savanna yields to open woodland and sunlight filtering through the canopy illuminates a coat unlike any lion on earth. White, not albino, the eyes retain pigment, the paw pads hold color. This is leucism, a condition entirely distinct. The cause lies within the TYR gene tyrosinase, where a 260G2A mutation reduces melanin production in the hair shaft. This mutation is recessive. Both parents must carry a copy for offspring to be born with a white coat. The result is a creature of staggering beauty, but in the wild, such beauty is a death sentence. A white coat reflects light, rendering the white lion nearly incapable of camouflage while hunting. On the golden savanna, they stand out like snow in midsummer. Here, identity meets paradox. The very trait that makes the white lion unique is also what threatens its survival. Yet white lions endure, because lions are the only great cat to live in prides, and the pride shields what the individual cannot. When a white lion cannot ambush alone, the pride drives prey toward it. When it is too conspicuous to enemies, the dark-maned lions hold the front line. Still, rarity is unforgiving. Fewer than 13 white lions are estimated to exist in the wild at any given moment. The Global White Lion Protection Trust, headquartered in Timbavati, works to reintroduce individuals bred under conservation conditions back to their ancestral lands. A battle to preserve identity for kings that nature painted in its brightest hue and its most fragile. If the white mane is the rarest, then at the opposite end of the spectrum lies a mane so dark it seems to absorb the night itself. Sunset pours fire across the rim of the Ngorongoro crater, where sheer cliffs encircle a valley spanning 100 square miles amid the Tanzanian highlands. Beneath the dew-laden grass, a dark shape moves slow, commanding, and utterly silent. This is the black-maned lion of Ngorongoro, bearing the thickest, darkest mane in the entire lion world. At an elevation of 6,500 feet, average temperatures hover between 66 and 73 degrees Fahrenheit, markedly cooler than the plains below. And it is precisely that cold which allows the black mane to exist. For the black mane is no ornament, it is a burden. Research by West and Packer in 2002 at the University of Minnesota demonstrated that darker manes correlate directly with higher testosterone, superior health, and greater resilience after injury. But a black mane also absorbs heat. In hot regions, it becomes a curse, draining the lion faster, diminishing its hunting success, and shortening its life. Only at Ngorongoro, where the highland holds cold year-round, does the black mane serve as a crown, not a chain. Experiments using model lion decoys revealed that females consistently preferred darker manes, while rival males avoided them. If Ngorongoro maximizes the black mane, then farther east in Africa, a version of the king has lost something far more significant. Tsavo, Kenya, 3 degrees south of the equator, 8,500 square miles of dense thorn bush, where daytime temperatures routinely exceed 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, the mane does not exist. Male Tsavo lions are nearly bald, smooth heads, bare necks, without a single notable strand of mane. Placed beside a Ngorongoro lion, they appear to be 2 different species. But they are one, same species, same core genome. The only difference, the land. Extreme heat combined with dense thorn bush, where every step means threading through walls of razor-sharp thorns, has stripped the mane from the Tsavo lion. A long mane snags on thorns, absorbs heat, and becomes a liability for survival. Researchers hypothesize that testosterone in Tsavo lions remains high, yet its outward expression has changed completely. The hormone endures. Only the crown has vanished. No mane, but greater agility in dense scrub. No visual signal for rivals, but fewer wounds across treacherous terrain. Tsavo has sculpted a bear king, and that king still reigns. This contrast strikes at the heart of the central question: does identity reside in the mane or in the blood? If Ngorongoro maximizes the black mane and Tsavo erases it altogether, then between these extremes lives a lion population belonging to neither. They inhabit the genetic crossroads of a continent. Ethiopia, the highland where Africa meets the Arabian Peninsula, where northern and southern gene flows once converged, leaving their imprint upon a lion population unlike any other on Earth. DNA microsatellite and mitochondrial analysis reveals that Ethiopian lions are a genetically distinct population, the last bridge between Africa's northern and southern lineages. Their bodies are more compact than those of plains lions. The dark mane near black extends down to the belly, creating an unmistakable silhouette found nowhere else. But uniqueness does not shield them from peril. Only 800 to 1100 individuals remain, fragmented across 3 isolated regions: Babil, Kaffa, and Alatash. Each small population lives in genetic isolation, and with every passing generation, the gene pool narrows further. This is not merely the story of lions losing habitat. This is the story of a genetic bridge fracturing, and when it breaks entirely, a portion of the lion species' identity will vanish forever. Conservationists have proposed classifying Ethiopian lions as a separate management unit, acknowledging that losing them means losing irreplaceable genetic diversity, not merely numbers. But the story of near-total collapse, followed by resurrection, does not belong to Ethiopia. Dusk vanishes abruptly over Ngorongoro. In the darkness, the black-maned pride awakens. They rest between 15 and 20 hours each day. Males may sleep up to 20. This is not laziness. This is an energy strategy. Every calorie stored through the long day is unleashed in those decisive moments when nightfall transforms the savannah into the hunter's stage. A lion's eyes perceive darkness 6 to 8 times better than human eyes, thanks to the tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer behind the retina. Moonlight that appears faint to humans is enough for a lion to read every movement of its prey. Tonight, the target is the African buffalo. A mature bull weighs up to 1,900 pounds. Exceptional individuals can approach 2,000. Fused horns atop the skull form a bony shield called the boss, hard enough to withstand a lion's fangs. This is no easy quarry. This is the most dangerous creature Ngorongoro's lions confront on a regular basis. Their dark manes merging seamlessly into the night, the phantoms of Ngorongoro glide silently upwind. They narrow the distance with infinite patience. The instant the prey lowers its head to graze less than 100 feet away, the pride erupts, arrows tearing through the darkness. The lead hunter seizes the nape, channeling full force into a lethal bite aimed at crushing the trachea before the colossal beast can counter. Life and death are decided in seconds. The buffalo falls. Buffalo are not the only target. Wildebeest are frequent prey on Ngorongoro nights as well. Wildebeest can sprint up to 50 miles per hour, but sustain that pace only briefly. The lion's strategy is not to outrun its prey, but to materialize closer, more suddenly, where the quarry has no time to react. At night, a wildebeest's detection range shrinks dramatically, and that is all a lion needs. Each successful hunt, though rare, roughly 20 to 30%, sustains the entire pride for days. Each failed hunt squanders precious energy, pushing the lions closer to the threshold of starvation. Night hunting is a game of probability. and Ngorongoro's black-maned lions have evolved to tilt the odds in their favor night after night. But individual prowess, however formidable, has its limits. In the lion's world, true power belongs not to the individual, but to the coalition. Sabi Sands, northeastern South Africa, 2006. 6 male lions entered new territory, and the history of the African savanna would never be the same. They were called the Mapogo, named after the Mapogo, a Mathamaga security company in South Africa, a name that evokes order imposed through force. Six members: Makulu, the largest, likely a half-sibling rather than a full brother, roughly 2 years older, alongside Mr. T, Kinky Tail, Pretty Boy, Rasta, and Scar. For 6 years, the Mapogo controlled approximately 170,000 acres, double the average territory held by a lion coalition. An estimated 100 lions were defeated or killed during their expansion. Eight prides of females fell under their dominion. This was no fairy tale of kingship. This was absolute domination built upon a coalition of 6 operating as a single military unit. The Mapogo's strength lay not in any single individual, but in coordination. Six adult males attacking in unison, a force no pride could withstand. But absolute power does not endure forever. Internal conflict began to tear the coalition apart from within. And pressure from outside a younger, hungrier coalition was closing in. The Ma-Jingilane, originally 5 males, one killed by the Mapogo in June of 2010. The surviving 4 matured and ultimately replaced the Mapogo, ruling for approximately 8 years until around 2018. The cycle of power, old coalitions fall, new ones rise, is the eternal heartbeat of lion society. But the Mapogo were not the only legendary coalition. Across the continent, Another band of brothers wrote their own saga. Maasai Mara, Kenya. 4 males born in 2008 from the Olkiombo Pride: Sikio, Marani, Hunter, and Scarface. The world called them the Musketeers. Scarface, bearing a prominent scar above his right eye, became the emblem of the group. A face that anyone who had watched BBC's Big Cat Diary would recognize in an instant. In 2012, the 4 brothers seized control of the Marsh Pride, one of the world's most celebrated lion prides, filmed continuously by the BBC across decades. They replaced the previous males, Romeo and Claude, and founded a new bloodline, not preserving the old lineage, but imposing a new order, a new generation. The Musketeers' territory extended well beyond the Marsh Pride, encompassing Paradise, Ngorongoro, Topi Plains, and Rekaro. Scarface died of natural causes in June of 2021, at approximately 13 years of age. A remarkable lifespan for a wild male lion, where the average is only 8 to 10 years. From Mapogo to Musketeers, 2 coalitions, 2 continents, 1 law. The power of a male lion is temporary, measured in years, not decades. And every dynasty ends the same way, replaced by a younger, stronger generation. But while male lions battle over territory and mating rights, another struggle unfolds more quietly, yet no less fiercely. The lioness's battle does not unfold on an open battlefield. It plays out in the distance between den and prey, a distance where every step carries the life or death of the next generation. When a lioness has young cubs, her identity transforms entirely. She is no longer merely the pride's hunter, she becomes a mother. The crèche system, where several lionesses raise cubs communally, forms the very foundation of cub survival. While some mothers hunt, others step-powered. Lion cubs are born nearly blind, weighing less than 4.5 pounds, and wholly dependent on their mother's milk for the first 6 to 8 weeks. During this period, the mother hides her cubs in secluded places, dense thickets, rock caves, cliff crevices, far from the pride. The greatest threat sometimes comes not from enemies beyond the pride, when a new male seizes control. Infanticide, the killing of the previous male's cubs, is a stark reality every lioness faces. Defending cubs is not only about fending off enemies, sometimes it means defying the new king himself. When hunting, the lioness therefore targets the lowest risk prey. Warthogs, a common target, yet even warthogs pose danger. An adult's tusks can inflict severe injuries. Lionesses often prioritize young warthogs, minimizing risk while securing energy for their cubs. The supreme rule here is energy. A lioness will abandon a chase after just 50 yards of failed pursuit, refusing to waste a single calorie. This is nature's brutal arithmetic of survival. But on the savannah, hunger is not everything. The true threat also comes from other predators, more cunning and faster than any lion. African wild dogs. Packs of 10 to 20, with stamina-based pursuit and the highest hunt success rate among Africa's large carnivores, roughly 60 to 90%. They pose no threat to adult lions. But for cubs, especially when the mother is away, wild dogs are a genuine peril. A lioness defends her cubs against wild dogs, not with speed, but with sheer ferocity. One swipe, one roar, enough to drive back an entire pack. Size is the decisive advantage in direct confrontation. Lionesses are the true backbone of every pride. They remain for life, while males come and go. They pass hunting knowledge through generations which territories are safe, which seasons bring abundant prey, which water sources are reliable. The lioness's identity lies not in a mane, nor in territory. It lies in the distance between a predator's jaws and her cubs, and the resolve to never let that distance reach zero. If the male fights to claim a throne, the female fights to preserve a bloodline. Two forms of identity, flowing through one species. Yet both male and female share a boundary of power that neither crosses easily. The river, a natural frontier dividing two worlds where two apex rulers meet in stalemate. On the bank, the lion reigns. Beneath the water, the Nile crocodile holds absolute dominion. And at the water's edge, no one is truly safe. The Nile crocodile possesses hardened scales, scutes covering its back and flanks, forming a suit of biological armor. But the belly lacking this armor is its most exposed anatomical weakness. When lions must cross a river to follow migrating herds, to expand territory, or simply to reach water, they are forced to enter the crocodile's domain. This is an interspecies conflict. Not revenge, no complex emotions at play. Simply two apex predators atop the food chain, their territories overlapping at a narrow band of water. Lions typically choose the shallowest crossing where the current runs weakest, but crocodiles know this too. Both rulers read the terrain, and both wait at the same point. The tension at a river crossing where lions are most vulnerable, where crocodiles are strongest, ranks among the most purely dramatic moments in the natural world. Neither side wins forever. The water boundary endures, and both sides respect it, each in their own way. Where do you think the lion's true identity lies, in its mane, its strength, or its territory? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But all these battles, the night hunts, power coalitions, maternal instinct, the water's edge, unfold across generous lands, where rain still falls, where prey remains plentiful. But when the land takes everything, when rain ceases, prey vanishes, and the coastline holds nothing but bones, can a lion still be a lion? Kunene, northwestern Namibia, average rainfall less than 2 inches per year. Some coastal stretches receive just half an inch. This is one of the driest places on Earth where lions still survive. No migrating herds of wildebeest. No endless grasslands. No shade trees to shelter beneath at midday. Only sand, rock, and an empty horizon. The Namib desert lion is the most extreme test of identity. When the land strips away everything a lion needs, prey, water, shade, what remains? The answer: adapt or vanish. Lions here cover greater distances than any population in Africa, sometimes more than 30 miles in a single night, searching for prey scattered across vast expanses. The Sahara, 3.5 million square miles stretching from the Atlantic to the Red Sea. The largest desert on Earth, where daytime temperatures can exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit and nights plunge below freezing. Lions once lived here. Then they disappeared, driven out by desertification and humanity. But the desert is not empty. The species that endure here have answered the question of identity in their own way. The dromedary, the one-humped camel, originating from the Arabian Peninsula, domesticated roughly 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. The hump stores fat, not water, a truth many still mistake. The camel's body is an engineering triumph against heat. Core temperature fluctuates between 93 and 108 degrees Fahrenheit, adaptive heterothermy, minimizing sweating and conserving water. When dehydrated, a dromedary can drink between 30 and 37 gallons in a single session. Yet, even the camel, so perfectly adapted, still needs humans. And humans need the camel, an identity shaped by symbiosis not unlike the Gir lion's bond with the Maldhari community. But not every species has a partner. In the heart of the Sahara, one species is counting down its final individuals. The addax, the screw-horned antelope, a survivor that never needs to drink, drawing all moisture from vegetation and night dew. Horns measuring 28 to 33 inches on males, elegantly spiraled, serving as both weapon and heat dissipation tool. Fewer than 100 wild addax remain scattered between Niger and Chad. IUCN classification: critically endangered. Addax disperse seeds through dung and enrich soil by digging for plant roots. Losing the addax means losing not just a species, but a vital link in an already fragile desert ecosystem. Fewer than 100. A number so small that every individual carries a name in conservation records. Every death is counted. Every calf born is a statistical miracle. The addax's identity, the ability to live without water, the spiraling horns, the white heat-reflecting coat carried it through millions of years. But identity cannot stop bullets or the off-road vehicles of poachers. Sunset once again sets the vast African savanna ablaze. The wild sovereign stands in silence across the plains, beneath skies where its ancestors roared through thousands of generations. Nature has always been unforgiving. When survival demands that kings shed their proud outer crowns, what defines them is no longer the mane but the killer instinct and an unbreakable will. Identity lies not in appearance, but in blood. And that wild bloodline will flow on so long as there remains a kingdom for them to belong to. Thank you for joining Nature's Moments. The natural world holds countless stories still waiting to be told. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, now is the perfect time. See you in the next story. Dawn blazes across the boundless grasslands, a kingdom where time is not measured in minutes but in a prey animal's final breaths. At the heart of this legendary land, an empire reigns. But its grandeur has always come at the brutal cost of survival. The lion, undisputed sovereign of these sun-scorched plains, possesses not merely raw muscular power, but carries the weight of an entire royal bloodline. The dominant male stands atop a rocky outcrop, his mane rippling in the wind like a banner of absolute authority, scanning the horizon with unwavering vigilance. His scent marks every blade of grass, an invisible signature reminding all trespassers of the price they would pay. His territory stretches across dozens of square miles, land where every inch must be defended with blood. In the shadows of brittle thornbush, young challengers lurk in silence. They wait, patient, cold-blooded. The average reign of a dominant male lasts just 2 to 3 years before a younger, stronger generation arrives to replace him. His roar carries up to 5 miles through the still night air, a declaration of sovereignty that every creature must heed. But the true power of this dynasty lies with the huntress's silent silhouettes moving through the tall grass with terrifying patience. They hunt in coordinated groups, each lioness occupying a specific tactical position, like players on a field, moving in concert without a word. Hunger is an unforgiving teacher. It drives them to execute high-risk pursuit strategies beneath the scorching sun of the dark continent. Their success rate hovers around just 25%, meaning 3 out of every 4 hunts end in failure. but failure never stops them from trying again. Not far away, a family of warthogs forages diligently in the damp soil, entirely unaware of the death sentence hanging over their heads. The scent of freshly turned earth is enticing, but it is also the very signal that betrays their location. The African warthog possesses razor-sharp tusks and survival instincts honed over millions of years of evolution. Their lower tusks sharpen themselves with every opening and closing of the jaw, a perpetual blade forged by nature's own design. The mother leads her young with extreme caution, her ears rotating constantly to catch the faintest tremors of approaching danger. When fleeing, their tails stand bolt upright like signal flags, a follow me beacon, ensuring the piglets never lose their way. Despite their small stature, warthogs can reach speeds of 30 miles per hour, fast enough to outrun most predators if detected in time. Silence here is often a deceiving illusion. It conceals a storm about to break from behind the dusty thickets. The lionesses have closed in, muscles coiled beneath golden hides, each step as weightless as the air itself. Their coordination is a masterpiece of military strategy, an invisible trap tightening with every second. One cuts off the northern escape route, while a second closes in from the east, leaving no way out. When the distance narrows enough to feel the prey's breath, silence is torn apart by a threatening roar and a cloud of red dust. The attack is over in an instant. A display of killer instinct refined across 1,000 generations. A precise lunge ends all hope of resistance. Leaving a haunting silence across the vast grassland. On this land, the sacrifice of one life is the price paid for the survival of another in nature's unending cycle. The piglets flee in terror toward the burrow, reversing in so their tusks face outward, their very first lesson in the art of defense. And from the shadows, the glinting eyes of hyenas watch and wait, ready to claim whatever remains. As the shadow of the hunt fades, a harsh social order reveals itself under the midday sun. The feast of the sovereign is never a fair or peaceful affair. The male lion approaches with full majesty, using sheer dominance to claim first rights over the freshly fallen prey. This is the privilege of the one who holds power over life and death, an immutable law that has maintained royal bloodlines for centuries. The females must wait their turn, despite being the ones who sweated and bled in the hunt. Yet the scent of blood and fresh meat quickly rouses other opportunists across the plain. Spotted hyenas, predators brimming with cunning, are gathering in the shade of ancient acacia trees. Hyenas are far more than scavengers, as many believe they are formidable hunters in their own right, securing up to 70% of their food through their own kills. Their wild, cackling laughter echoes across the landscape, not joy, but a psychological tactic probing the patience of opponents. They do not rush in, but wait for the smallest opening to seize another's hard-won prize. The standoff between apex hunters and nature's cleanup crew is a battle of wits that has played out for millions of years. Meanwhile, another story begins quieter, but no less heartbreaking. The orphaned warthog piglets, now utterly alone, search desperately for shelter in dark earthen hollows. Without their mother's protection, primal instinct is their only compass between the boundary of life and death. They must learn to tell the sound of wind through dry grass from the footsteps of a stalking enemy. Their survival depends entirely on the speed of their adaptation and the unyielding perseverance encoded in their bloodline. The grassland never has room for weakness, but it always offers a chance to those who rise from loss. Yet what comes next will prove that no throne lasts forever. The reign of a male lion is never built on a foundation of permanent safety. The arrival of nomadic males from distant lands carries the pungent scent of rebellion. They observe from afar, measuring the strength of the current sovereign through every labored breath and heavy step. A battle for power is about to erupt, where fangs and courage will decide who controls the future of the pride. Glory is but a fleeting moment. Challenge never ends. In the distance, where limestone ridges block the view, another massive silhouette moves slowly into frame. Lions rule through fear, but other giants rule through memory and ancient wisdom. An invisible transfer of power is unfolding as the scorching sun begins to angle toward the horizon. As the heat retreats, another force emerges from the haze of memory. These are the gentle giants, keepers of time's map, and the deepest secrets of water. Leading this clan is a wise matriarch, a living library of survival at the heart of the Dark Continent. Her experience, accumulated over decades, is not merely a gift but a life-saving map for every member of the herd. Their footsteps, though weighing several tons, fall with an almost supernatural lightness, as if treading gently upon fragile earth. The trunk, with its intricate network of over 40,000 muscle fascicles, is a marvel of natural engineering, powerful enough to topple a full-grown tree, yet delicate enough to pluck a single blade of grass. Imagine an arm without bones or joints that can lift 700 pounds and pick up a single peanut that is the elephant's trunk. Beneath their thick, wrinkled skin lies a sophisticated thermoregulation system that helps them endure temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Those wrinkles are not signs of age. They are cooling channels that retain moisture and dissipate heat 10 times more efficiently than smooth skin. Elephants communicate not only through gentle touches of the trunk, but through infrasonic rumbles below the threshold of human hearing, like whispers carried by the earth itself. These deep, resonant calls travel up to 6 miles across the ground, creating a vast, invisible social network. Other herds listen to these vibrations through the sensitive pads of their feet, just as humans read messages with their eyes. Elephants read signals through bone. Ahead of them lies the Great Chobe River, a perilous challenge on the journey to find sustenance. The matriarch pauses at the water's edge, using her sensitive trunk to probe the currents and gauge the depth. She has crossed this river dozens of times, each crossing etched in her memory, knowing precisely where it is safe and where crocodiles lurk. The safety of the calves is the absolute priority as the herd slowly wades into the churning current. When the water rises above the heads of the young, their trunks reach skyward like snorkels, an innate instinct passed down through thousands of generations. A full-grown elephant needs up to 50 gallons of water each day. The reason: the search for water is always a matter of life and death. The adults form a solid ring, shielding the next generation from the dangers lurking beneath the surface. The unity of this clan is its supreme weapon, an invisible force that carries them through every hardship. Having crossed the turbulent Chobe, the family intertwines their trunks in a gesture of trust and triumph. It is a declaration that unity is an unbreakable bond among these magnificent beings. Leaving the elephant's serene world behind, another society operates chaotic, treacherous, and no less flawed. Baboons, the shrewd inhabitants of the cliff faces, possess the most complex and ruthless political system on the plains. If elephants are the aristocracy, then baboons are the parliament where every seat of power comes at a price. Here, status is never permanent. It must be seized and defended with strength and daring. The dominant male strides with authority, bearing canines as long as daggers to deter any thought of rebellion. With dozens of distinct vocalizations, they have built a sophisticated language, every shriek, every bark carrying a specific message. But safety in their world is only temporary, as darkness begins to shroud the towering cliffs. In the silent chaos of the dark night, an exhausted young elephant has inadvertently fallen behind the clan. A brief encounter with a lurking predator ends in silence, leaving a painful void for the following day. Dawn carries with it a haunting mourning ritual. The entire herd gathers around the remaining traces. No one hurries, no one leaves. They gently touch the ground with their trunks, a quiet farewell to a fallen companion. The matriarch stands beside the remains, longer than any other her aged eyes, gazing down at a place where only traces remain. Scientists have documented elephants returning to visit the bones of deceased herd members years later, a behavior that science has yet to fully explain. This loss will eventually be eased by the arrival of new life, a joy shared by the entire clan. Tiny, inquisitive trunks explore a new world, learning the language of tenderness and strength under a watchful guardian. Every touch is a lesson. Every vibration is a memory. When a pack of hyenas appears with hungry eyes, the mother elephant unleashes a thunderous warning that tears through the air. The herd swiftly forms a living fortress, an impenetrable wall shielding the smallest member. As dusk descends, their very presence reshapes the landscape across a vast expanse. By toppling trees and opening clearings for new grass to grow, they are the ecosystem's engineers maintaining the heartbeat of the entire land. But even giants are never entirely safe from the darkness. A strange scent drifts on the wind, a signal to move, not a signal of safety. And the darkness belongs to one creature no one wants to meet. High above the sheer cliff faces, the baboon society faces its own brutal trial in the night. The young cling tightly to their mothers' backs, anxious eyes sweeping through the shadows. A leopard conceals itself among the foliage, its golden eyes glowing like two burning amber stones locked onto an exposed target. This spotted assassin possesses astonishing strength, capable of dragging prey twice its body weight up into the treetops, the way a hunter hangs a trophy on a stake. A strike, a blink, over. Pandemonium erupts through the troop, alarm calls tearing through the night forest. A network of collective intelligence activates each distinct sound carrying a specific meaning. Where the enemy is, how far, how large. The leopard carries its prize to the highest branch beyond the reach of any hyena, any lion. One creature's death is another's survival. Collective intelligence is the only thing keeping baboons alive through every night. When the scorching sun returns, it brings another crisis. Water is vanishing. The sun drains the last lifeblood of the land. The rivers are running dry. The pungent stench of cracking mud spreads wide, the scent of desperation. Amid pools of thickening sludge, the battle for survival rages with unbridled ferocity. Hippopotamuses, those ill-tempered giants, are the undisputed lords of this amphibious realm. Their sluggish appearance on land stands in stark contrast to their terrifying agility beneath the murky water, like a freight truck suddenly transforming into a submarine. When territory is violated, they attack without hesitation, unleashing the full fury of a zealous guardian. A colossal mouth with a bite force reaching 1800 psi, stronger than a lion's, serves as a lethal warning to anything that dares approach. Weighing up to 4,000 pounds, the hippo is the third heaviest land mammal on the planet, surpassed only by elephants and rhinoceroses. A prolonged yawn is no sign of relaxation. It is a display of power, a moment that reveals canines measuring up to 20 inches long. Yet the merciless thirst of the dry season grants other species no choice of safety. It compels thousands of creatures to gamble with their lives for the last precious drops of water. And when the water runs dry, whoever drinks first may die first. A herd of zebras approaches the water's edge with instinctive hesitation, their ears in constant rotation, scanning for the faintest disturbance. Nature has bestowed upon them a unique defense mechanism, a coat of contrasting black and white stripes, each pattern as unique as a human fingerprint. When moving together as a unified mass, these stripes create a peculiar optical illusion, an effect scientists call motion dazzle. A living labyrinth that bewilders predators, making it extraordinarily difficult to single out one target. But beneath the water's mirror-still surface, ancient killers wait with infinite patience. The Nile crocodile, master of ambush, can lie motionless for hours, blending seamlessly into the current. It requires no cheetah's speed, relying instead on supreme patience and a bite that crushes all resistance. A bite force reaching 3,700 psi, the strongest in the animal kingdom, turns the crocodile's jaws into steel vises from which nothing escapes. A species virtually unchanged for hundreds of millions of years, living proof that perfection needs no further evolution. But water does not bring only savage confrontation. Elsewhere, it creates nature's most exquisite spectacle. At remote alkaline lakes where no fish can survive, a vast ribbon of pink gently descends upon a mirror-still surface. Flamingos, dancers of the sky, gather by the millions, transforming a dead lake bed into a living stage. With their specially curved bills designed to work upside down, like a hand that only functions when flipped, they filter tiny organisms from the saline water. That vibrant pink plumage is not innate. It comes from carotenoid pigments in the algae and crustaceans they consume each day. You become what you eat, quite literally. Their synchronized dance is not merely a visual feast. It is a complex language of courtship and flock solidarity. When tens of thousands of wings beat softly in unison, the air itself vibrates in a symphony of color and sound. Then thirst draws them all back to harsh reality. From the pink hues beneath the water, our lens rises gradually upward to the domain of Africa's most iconic living monuments. Giraffes, with their proud, elongated necks and graceful strides, reach the verdant canopy that no other species can touch. Calm, gentle in appearance, but never mistake elegance for weakness. A thunderous rear kick from those pillar-like legs carries enough force to fell a full-grown lion in a single heartbeat. They can run at speeds of 35 miles per hour, fast enough to outpace most pursuers. But when mating season arrives, elegance yields to violence. Those long necks become weapons, and what follows is one of the most dramatic contests on the grassland. Males wield their necks and heavy skulls like battering rams, swinging powerful blows at their opponents in a grueling test of endurance. The dull thud of impact echoes like war drums. The victor claims the future of the bloodline. Beneath these mobile watchtowers, another creature walks with a bearing that is unmistakable. The Kori bustard, the heaviest flying bird on Earth, is the embodiment of poise and majesty amid the windswept grass. With males weighing up to 40 pounds, every step across the grassland radiates an air of nobility. During courtship, the male performs a spectacular display, inflating his throat to 4 times its normal size, forming a billowing white balloon. Despite possessing powerful wings, he prefers to remain earthbound, a master of proud, grounded stillness. As the eagle's shadow still glides across the sky, another urgent rhythm rises from below. This is the hunt of the African wild dog, the creature that embodies the highest form of collective intelligence on this ancient land. Without the brute force of a lion or the cold solitude of a leopard, their supreme weapon is teamwork. Each individual, wearing a coat of mottled fur as unique as a fingerprint, is a piece of a living, moving, abstract painting. Their success rate reaches 60%, the highest of any large predator in Africa, double that of the lion. The coordination among pack members is a masterpiece of natural strategy, where no action is wasted. When one dog tires, another seamlessly takes the lead, a perfect relay system requiring no signal. After the kill, they regurgitate food to feed the pups and the members who stayed behind to guard the den, a rare welfare system in the wild. In the world of the wild dog, cohesion is the strongest foundation for facing hunger and enemies alike. This is the final piece that defines the soul of this land, where individual strength must yield to collective wisdom. With each passing day, a new battle begins. For the cycle of survival on the grassland has never paused. Life and death are woven tightly together, crafting a poignant saga of resilience beneath the blazing sun. It is this very harshness that has forged ingenious survival strategies, where every creature is a perfect piece of Africa's ecological mosaic. But this land is steadily shrinking. Climate change, human hands, and indifference. Protecting these noble souls is to protect the staggering diversity of the continent itself. Africa is home to more than 1,100 species of mammals, richer than any other continent on Earth. As the evening light fades, the growls and the lapping of water echo once more a prelude to a long night of shadows and hopes of renewal. On this ancient land, every drop of water carries the breath of life, and every footstep engraves a memory of courage. The grassland never has room for weakness. But it always opens its door to those who rise. To the warthog piglet learning to back into its burrow, to the wild dogs finding strength in one another, to the matriarch crossing the river for the 1,000th time. This is the legacy of the Dark Continent, where life never surrenders. The earth still breathes, because these souls still walk their timeless path. Thank you for joining Nature Moments. The natural world still holds countless stories waiting to be told. We will see you on the next journey. Dawn breaks over the African plains, draping a thin veil of mist across the golden grasses. At this hour, dappled shadows begin to stir. This is a family of African painted wolves, one of the most cohesive hunting communities on our planet. They move in silence, yet without a hint of chaos. At the heart of the pack, the alpha pair leads with a quiet, steady confidence. They are the leaders, the parents, the nucleus that maintains the rhythm of the entire community. A mere glance or a soft chortle from their throats suffices to direct the group, as if sharing a single mind. In this fragile wilderness, consensus is found not in roars, but in the sharp, rhythmic staccato of a sneeze. It is a primitive democracy. Only when enough voices join this audible choir does the pack move as one, driven by a collective will. Their mottled coats of gold, charcoal, and white are entirely unique to each individual. Each is a masterpiece of nature, painted with a purposeful yet spontaneous hand. Their large, satellite dish ears amplify every sound while dissipating heat against the rising temperatures of the coming day. As the sun climbs, the alpha pair halts at the distant fringes of the plain. A young wildebeest has strayed from its herd, caught off guard in a seemingly harmless moment. For a creature relying on an innate magnetic compass for navigation, isolation means losing both protection and direction. Scientists believe they sense the Earth's magnetic field to guide their epic migrations. Isolated, the calf faces not just a predator, but the disorientation of a vast, overwhelming world. This is the opportunity, and the signal. Without a roar or a bark, the pack surges forward like a sudden, invisible gale. Their slender frames glide over the earth, kicking up columns of golden dust. The group tightens the noose. The pursuit is ended swiftly, efficiently, and with terrifying precision. The entire pack gathers around the fallen prey. There is no quarreling, no jostling for position. African painted wolves are among the few species that regard the sharing of food as sacred. In a land where life balances precariously on the edge, such solidarity is the key to their endurance. As the sun crowns the horizon, bathing their dappled fur in light, the group moves off quietly. A new day has begun, laden with risks, opportunities, and untold stories. At high noon, when the sun peaks and most predators seek the shade, the spotted hyena grows active. Spotted hyenas live in matriarchal clans, where the adult females hold absolute dominion. They coordinate brilliantly, employing calls, low growls, and even scent to communicate. Their bite force is immense, allowing them to pulverize bones that many other species simply abandon. Consequently, they often loiter near the kills of others, even when the danger is significant. By day, they easily spot cheetahs with their kills, as cheetahs must rest after high-speed sprints. Even lions are not exempt from their persistence. Lions are the hyena's greatest rivals. Yet by day, if a lion is weary or alone, hyenas may intrude. Spotted hyenas are far more than mere scavengers. They are formidable, highly organized hunters. Not far from where the hyenas gather, a leopard emerges silently from the scattered trees. Unlike the cheetah or the lion, the leopard operates alone, relying on agility, climbing prowess, and explosive power. Leopards favor areas of dense thicket, rocky outcrops, or large, sturdy boughs. They hunt by stalking with agonizing slowness, utilizing every scrap of available cover. Today, its target is a troop of baboons foraging near a rocky escarpment. Monkeys are dangerous prey. They possess long canines, live in groups, and react with lightning speed. But the leopard is bold enough to hunt them, especially targeting the young or the carelessly isolated. The leopard lies low in the grass, observing every nuance of the baboon's behavior. A youngster sits just a few yards from its mother. A small gap, but a sufficient opening. The leopard flattens its body and snakes forward through the stalks. The small prey has no time to react before the cat's talons find their mark. With immense strength, it drags the carcass to a nearby tree. Nearby, the pack of painted wolves continues through the short grass, noses twitching for fresh scent. It is now late afternoon, the hour when their hunting efficiency is at its peak. They encounter a herd of impala grazing near a thicket. Impala are fast and nimble, yet they are prone to panic under the pressure of a relentless chase. But the scent of blood does not remain a secret for long on the savannah. A clan of spotted hyenas quickly detects the kill. They emerge from the tree line, ready to challenge the wolves. The painted wolves immediately prick their ears. The impala hunt was a success, but the meal belongs to another. After a series of hunts, tension, and bitter losses, the pack enters its most vital season, breeding. This is when the rhythm of the entire pack shifts. Only the alpha pair is permitted to breed, ensuring the pack does not have too many mouths to feed. When the pups are born, each weighs just a few ounces, eyes sealed shut and entirely dependent on their mother. But what distinguishes this species is that the entire pack shares the burden of their care. Males, non-breeding females, and even yearlings all participate in nurturing the pups. At around 3 weeks of age, they begin to crawl from the mouth of the den. Their movements are still clumsy, yet they are remarkably active, nipping ears and practicing their chase. This is also their most vulnerable stage of life. Any unusual sound sends the pack into an immediate defensive ring around the burrow. The breeding season cements the bonds between every member of the pack. Each individual contributes to the new generation, a fundamental factor in the painted wolf's survival. For a cheetah, raising young is a solitary journey, devoid of kin or a pack for protection. Every critical decision rests solely on the mother's shoulders. Cheetahs are renowned for their extraordinary, record-breaking speed. They are the fastest animals on land. Yet, a body engineered for velocity leaves them physically weaker in direct confrontations. Thus, the secret to motherhood is not just hunting skill, but the mastery of avoidance. They often select low hills or the bases of scattered trees as their resting places. Cheetah cubs possess soft grey coats with a silver mane along the back, mimicking the look of a honey badger. These cubs are highly energetic, yet they are never permitted to roam freely. They learn the art of the hunt through the simplest method, imitating their mother. The mother cheetah leads her brood to a different thicket. She never frequents the same spot twice to avoid being tracked by other predators. It is a familiar cadence: move, hide, hunt, teach, and move again. There is never a moment of true safety, yet through this strict cycle, the cub's chances of survival improve daily. In the far reaches of the plain, the earth trembles beneath the weight of African elephants heading toward water. Leadership falls to the matriarch, a living map of the wild. Her memory is a vast archive of ancient pathways and hidden springs, forged through decades of drought and abundance. To follow her is to walk in the footsteps of ancestors. Elephants are distinguished by vast ears for cooling, long tusks for digging or defense, and a highly versatile trunk. They move slowly but with purpose, always keeping the calves at the center to ward off lions or hyenas. Elephants are rightly regarded as the engineers of the ecosystem. They forge trails, clear clearings, and dig wells when the earth parches. Thanks to them, many other species find places to forage or seek shelter. Trees toppled by elephants become shade for antelope, hideouts for leopards, or feeding grounds for birds. Elephants move with a quiet, unhurried grace, maintaining the natural equilibrium of the savanna. Near the area the herd just traversed, other savanna residents continue their daily rituals. Zebras appear in small groups, grazing while remaining perpetually vigilant. They rely on a keen sense of smell and memory to find new pastures, serving as guides for other migrants. Their black and white stripes serve to dazzle predators during a chase, creating an unreadable optical illusion. Nearby, giraffes tower over all other species. Giraffes browse on acacia leaves that few others can reach, preventing the overgrowth of tall trees. Their long necks provide a distant vantage point, and their reactions often alert other animals to approaching danger. On the riverbanks, hippos wallow in the mud to escape the intense heat. They live in pods and spend the vast majority of their time submerged. Though peaceful when quiet, the hippopotamus is among the most dangerous animals in Africa. In the low scrub, close to the earth, mongooses wander in search of insects. Mongooses live in large, watchful groups, taking turns to stand sentry. Not far from the mongooses, a lone honey badger moves with an air of absolute confidence. This species is legendary for its fearless and indomitable courage. Each species, from the zebra to the honey badger, plays its part in the savanna's stability. As the sun dips below the horizon, the savanna gradually falls into a hushed stillness. The painted wolves retreat after an unfavorable encounter, leading their pups to safer grass. The cheetah mother settles beneath a low bush, watching over her 3 cubs after a long day of lessons. Above, the leopard remains motionless on its branch, resting but never truly letting down its guard. In the distance, the elephants trek on, leaving new trails and the familiar signs of nature's engineers. Each species, great or small, fulfills its unique role to create the steady pulse of life on this vast land. From all these movements, a clear lesson emerges. Nature thrives through profound connection. Painted wolves rely on the unshakable power of solidarity. Leopards depend on endurance and the mastery of concealment. Cheetahs rely on the caution and persistence of a mother. Elephants rely on memory and collective responsibility. The savannah concludes a vibrant day, reminding us that sustainability is only reached when each individual thrives. When every species understands its role and harmonizes with the greater tapestry. Even an old male lion can fall before a fierce and united clan of spotted hyenas. Is this merely an instinct for survival, or an ambition to dominate the entire savannah? The spotted hyena, Crocuta crocuta, is the largest of its family, weighing between 121 and 154 pounds. Unlike most predators, here the females hold absolute dominion. They are larger, stronger, and significantly more aggressive. This stems, in part, from high testosterone levels while still in the womb. This hormone makes them physically more robust and bolder in the heat of conflict. Bears the physical hallmarks of dominance, a biological masquerade that grants her absolute rule. In the complex hierarchy of the clan, her word and her bloodline is law. These animals live in complex social groups called clans, which can number over 80 individuals. All members follow a matriarchal system where rank is inherited from mother to daughter. From afar, dust clouds rise under the heavy tread of Cape Buffalo, the giants of the plains, each weighing nearly 2,000 pounds. Their curved horns are like formidable weapons of war. From the slopes, a lioness has spotted a herd of Cape buffalo moving slowly toward the marsh. Heavy muscle and horns curved like massive weapons of war. Even lions must exercise extreme caution around them. But for a hungry family, it is a challenge worth the immense risk. The entire pride lowers itself, snaking through the low acacia scrub. The wind is favorable, carrying their scent away from the herd. On a golden afternoon, beneath the shade of a low acacia tree, a cheetah family waits. The cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, is the fastest land animal on our planet. Their speed can exceed 62 miles per hour in seconds, yet they can only sustain the chase briefly. A slender frame, long legs, a flexible spine, and a tail, acting as a rudder, allow for instant turns. This family consists of a mother and several cubs, no more than 6 or 7 weeks old. Their bodies are still small, their spots faint, and their backs covered in a silver-grey mantle of fur. This is the stage where the mother must hunt constantly to provide enough milk and meat for her brood. Ahead of them, a herd of impala grazes, occasionally lifting their heads in cautious unison. The mother bellies to the ground, moving with silent precision, her amber eyes locked on a stray yearling. The cubs, far too small to participate, remain motionless in the scrub, observing their mother's every move. When the distance between her and the prey closes to just a few dozen yards, the mother accelerates. Her dash is like a bolt of lightning tearing through the stillness of the afternoon. She has only just begun to drag the carcass toward her young when a raspy laugh erupts from behind. On the savannah, even the swiftest of hunters must often bow to the sheer persistence of the hyena. From the far reaches of the plain, a family of African elephants approaches. They are led by the oldest and wisest matriarch, whose memory holds the locations of ancient waterholes. The African elephant, Loxodonta africana, is the largest land animal on the face of the earth. An adult can exceed 10 feet and weigh 13,227 pounds. Their massive ears not only detect distant sounds, but act as radiators to cool their massive bodies. The trunk, containing over 40,000 bundles of muscle, is a versatile tool for drinking and greeting. The herd moves in a stately line, with the vulnerable calves protected in the center by towering adults. Occasionally, the matriarch halts, raising her trunk to test the wind for the scent of water. After several hours, the earth beneath their feet grows darker, a welcome sign of moisture. They quicken their pace. Reaching the pool, the herd plunges in, trunk siphoning up the cool, refreshing water. As the herd departs the waterhole, they follow their old trail back to the foraging grounds. But behind the main group, a mother and her calf have fallen slightly behind. In the thick grass along the path, several low, dappled shapes begin to manifest. A clan of spotted hyenas, lured by the scent of the calf, moves in with chilling speed. It's a rare and extraordinary opportunity. The mother instantly wheels around, shielding her young, flaring her ears, and trumpeting a piercing blast. From the distance, deep rumbles and heavy footfalls answer the call. The herd has heard her. In moments, the adults charge back and form an impenetrable circle. Overwhelmed by size and sheer numbers, the hyenas surrender and melt back into the tall grass. Soon, the mother and calf rejoin the herd, surrounded by massive bodies like a living fortress. An elephant's strength lies not just in its size, but in a solidarity that has protected them for eons. On this unforgiving land, every day is a new drama, where life and death are separated by a single breath. The lioness is the ultimate hunting machine. The sun sears the vast African savanna. In the scorched yellow grass, a figure lies in wait. She is the true queen of this domain. The lioness is the cornerstone of the pride's survival. She undertakes the perilous role of the principal hunter. Her body is a design optimized for speed. A more compact frame than the male's enhances her agility. Her sandy tawny coat is the ultimate camouflage. Her night vision is 6 times sharper than a human's. Darkness is her most potent ally. Soft paw pads silence every footfall. Absolute silence is the first strategic weapon. Her true strength lies in coordinated teamwork. They hunt in highly complex tactical formations. Each member understands her role implicitly. The flankers drive the prey directly into the ambush. Communication occurs without a single roar. The lioness possesses a terrifying burst of speed. She channels all her energy into short, explosive sprints. Retractable claws protect their razor sharpness. Powerful jaws are built to lock onto the windpipe. A lioness rarely expends energy needlessly. She watches with patience, selecting the weakest target. The success rate soars when they hunt as one. This is a testament to the intelligence of these great cats. The giraffe, the tallest animal on the planet, is a true icon of the African savanna. With an average height of 16 to 20 feet, the males can weigh up to 4,200 pounds. Its golden coat with polygonal patches provides camouflage among the dry foliage and the harsh light of the open plains. The giraffe feeds on the shoots, leaves, and flowers of the acacia tree. With its dark, prehensile tongue, up to 18 inches long, it can wrap around thorny branches. They live mainly in the dry savannas and open woodlands of Kenya, Tanzania, and Botswana, where there is plenty of foliage and a wide view to spot predators from afar. Though it appears gentle, the giraffe possesses one of the most formidable defense systems on the savanna. Its long legs, like concrete pillars, hide an extraordinary power. Even lions, the apex predators, have to think twice before attacking an adult giraffe. To succeed, they need to bring it down first. The Cape porcupine is Africa's largest rodent, weighing 22 to 66 pounds and measuring 24 to 31 inches long. Its robust body, short legs, and large head are covered in a thick, black coat. But its main weapon is its armor of quills, a true masterpiece of evolution. Its body is covered with thousands of keratin quills, ranging from 8 to over 13 inches long. These quills are not just sharp, they are designed to detach easily upon contact with an enemy. The tips of the quills have microscopic barbs, making them embed deeply and very difficult to remove. This not only causes immediate pain, but can also lead to severe infections, turning the porcupine's armor into a kind of passive biological weapon. The porcupine's habitat spans the savannas and dry forests of southern and eastern Africa, where hard ground and rock formations provide ideal shelter. The porcupine is a nocturnal animal, feeding mainly on roots, tubers, fallen fruit, bark, and occasionally gnawing on bones to supplement its calcium, which helps to harden its quills. In the end, the female leopard sits there, pulling out the quills one by one, frustrated and in pain. There are many records of lions and leopards dying a few days later from infections caused by the wounds. But in the center of that circle of dominance is something strange, small, round, with metallic reflexes. A ball made of compact scales. The African pangolin is an insectivorous mammal, characteristic of the savannas and open woodlands from southern Africa to Tanzania. Its body is 31 to 39 inches long, weighing 26 to 33 pounds. This is a creature that has chosen a different path. It has turned its own body into a fortress of keratin, an ancient solution to a timeless problem. Its defense is not to fight nor to flee, but to simply become impenetrable, to wait out the storm of claws and teeth in absolute stillness. It is the ultimate victory of passive resistance. Unlike carnivores, The pangolin is a solitary and exclusively nocturnal creature. It uses its long tongue, which can exceed 16 inches, to catch ants and termites in their underground nests. Against the claws of a lion, its scales show their full strength. No claw can penetrate them. In the first few minutes, the predatory instinct prevails, but patience begins to wear thin. The pangolin remains motionless, curled up like a living rock. Its strength lies not in attack, but in absolute stillness. When the predator finally gives up, it slowly uncurls its scales, stretches its neck, and takes calm steps, leaving small footprints in the sand. The pangolin's armor is a masterpiece of evolution, but it is also its limitation. It protects it from any predator, but leaves it defenseless against humans. In the natural world, survival depends not only on physical strength, but on a combination of inherited instincts, neural reflexes, and learned behaviors. And that is what makes nature a stage that is both brutal and incredibly fair. The African buffalo is one of the most dangerous ungulates on the continent. An adult can weigh from 1,100 to over 2,000 pounds. To survive the African heat, they need water, but they also possess a unique thermoregulation system. The buffalo's dark coat can absorb heat, but its skin contains a dense network of blood vessels. When they wallow in mud, this layer not only cools them, but also acts as a sunscreen, keeping their body temperature stable for hours afterward. Its most lethal weapon is its pair of curved horns, which extend to the sides and then curve upward like sharp blades. In males, the bases of the horns merge into a thick bone structure called a boss, a true protective helmet on the forehead, turning them into living fortresses. But more frightening than all is its unpredictable and aggressive temperament. Unlike its domesticated relatives, the African buffalo retains a wild and primal instinct. It does not fear humans, nor does it fear lions, and above all, it never surrenders. Therefore, in most hunts, lions only have a real chance when they attack as a group. When the buffalo advance together, they are like an army on the march, strong, united, and ready to fight to the end. Since a buffalo's hide is difficult to penetrate instantly, the lionesses, who are responsible for the hunt, usually attack from behind. In buffalo, these reactions are reinforced by collective learning, as individuals learn from the group, and the whole group reacts as one. Another animal that shows impressive collective strength against predators is the chacma baboon, Africa's largest baboon. This is a primate with extremely complex social behavior. They live in troops of up to several hundred individuals. The social structure is well defined, with the strong males positioned at the front and back of the group during movements. The females and young are protected in the center. Their main natural enemy is the leopard. In a bushland in southern Africa, at the end of a hot afternoon, a leopard moves in silence. Unlike the lion, the leopard does not depend on a pride. It is an invisible hunter, a ghost among the branches, an assassin from the shadows. It strikes when the troop is least vigilant. But this time, luck smiled on it. An adult male in the baboon group raises its head. Baboons have a very developed sense of smell and sharp vision. A small signal is enough to trigger the collective alarm system. Instantly, a loud, short and sharp cry rings out. In the world of baboons, each predator has its own alarm code. The sound for a leopard is not confused with the sound for a lion, an eagle, or a python. The predator has just taken another step, and the entire troop has reorganized. One of them, perhaps the dominant one, charges without a moment's hesitation. Behind it, the others follow. It is not a desperate reaction, it is a strategy. The victory of the baboons lies not in killing the enemy, but in spoiling the attack before it happens. Unlike other prey that only flee, baboons have a sophisticated social organization. They divide functions, cooperate, and make decisions as a group. The collective acts as a living information network, where signals, emotions, and lessons are transmitted and processed in real time. In the wild, where a second's delay can cost a life, the defense of the baboons depends not only on claws or fangs, but on intelligence, memory, and coordinated response. It is the unity and intelligence of the prey that has made the hunter retreat in silence, defeated. The male lion is the embodiment of raw, brutal power. His appearance is born to intimidate his foes. The dense mane resembles a great crown. It is, in fact, a rare armor protecting his throat. The thick hair mitigates the damage from biting jaws. The muscles of his shoulders and neck are immensely developed. His sheer body mass is a heavyweight weapon. His task is not the hunt. His sole mission is to fight and defend his territory. He patrols the borders under the searing sun. His scent marks an inviolable sovereignty. His far-carrying roar warns any audacious intruder. The sound itself makes the wild earth tremble. Any stranger will pay a heavy price. Young nomads are always hungry to usurp the throne. A network of scars is a medal of courage. Each wound tells a story of survival. He must fight on, even when his body is exhausted. A weakened king will be overthrown immediately. Nature's law of elimination is utterly unforgiving. The male lion rarely dies a peaceful death of old age. His fate usually ends in bloody violence. The loser is exiled to die in solitude. The victor wins the right to continue his lineage. This brutality is the price of ultimate power. He is prepared to fight to the death to protect the young cubs. His very presence brings peace to the pride. He is a fortress against the hyena clans. The male lion lives a short but glorious life. He is born and he dies, a true warrior. It is nature's heroic and magnificent tragedy. In the African elephant, one of the species with the most complex social structures in the animal kingdom, motherhood goes beyond nursing or protection. It includes teaching and transmitting survival knowledge, a mother teaches her young how to navigate, how to find water in the dry season, and even how to mourn the death of a group member. In a 30-year study conducted by the organization Save the Elephants in Kenya, researchers concluded that mothers play a decisive role in shaping the behavior of their young. Biologically, the hormone oxytocin, known as the love hormone, plays a crucial role in activating maternal behavior in mammals. This mechanism acts like a pre-programmed biological miracle, where motherhood is not a choice, but a mission inseparable from the body itself. Protecting the young is a non-negotiable instinct. And in the wild, where every day is a battle for survival, this instinct is pushed to its extreme. The white rhinoceros is one of the largest surviving terrestrial mammals, second only to the elephant. Its massive body can weigh from 100 to over 2,400 kilograms. Its skin, up to 2 inches thick, is grayish. The term white comes from the Old Dutch word wid, meaning wide, referring to its wide, flat mouth, ideal for grazing. It has 2 keratin horns. The first, usually 24 to 35 inches long, can exceed 5 feet. Its long ears rotate 180 degrees, and its small eyes, located on the sides, allow a wide view of the savanna. Though its vision is very poor, the rhino lives in a rich world woven from scent. They regularly leave dung at communal latrines along their paths. These dung piles are not just territorial markers, they act as a social bulletin board. Where a rhino can tell which individuals have passed, their sex, and their health status. The white rhino is a specialized grazer, consuming 88 to 132 pounds of grass per day. With its wide lips and strong neck muscles, it can cut grass close to the ground without uprooting it. Its preferred habitat is the open savanna plains, with low vegetation, sparse bushes, and shallow wetlands, stretching from southern Africa to Kenya. Water is essential. It needs to drink daily and often bathes in mud to regulate its temperature, repel insects, and avoid sunburn. The reproductive cycle of the white rhino is quite slow. The female is pregnant for about 16 months and gives birth to a single calf. The calf nurses for about 12 to 18 months, and in its first years, it does not leave its mother's side. This is also the period when the mother becomes extremely aggressive. With a sense of smell 50 times more sensitive than a human's, the rhino can detect predators like lions or hyenas from hundreds of yards away.